Besties. What do I want to talk about today? I used to record myself all the time, and now for some reason that there's like a purpose to my videos, I press record and I'm like... Anyways, as you can tell by the title, I have something to talk about. I have a problem. I'm gonna blame this on the Amazon sale. I just so happened to get on the app looking for something that I actually needed. Saw that they were having a sale on not just books, but in particular, they were having a sale on box sets. Hear me out. Here's the backstory, okay? In my apartment, I have some really awkward bookcase situation. We're gonna go on a field trip. So here's one of my bookshelves. Ignore that, just, it's not there. There's this, wow, I can't point. There's this bookshelf. This is like my manga, and I just kind of like, and graphic novels. I just kind of like redid this a little bit yesterday just because I had literally stacks of books up here like this high, and it was a mess. So anyway, so I have that, and then I also have this area that's full of books. This is my regular bookshelf that you guys normally see back here. So why was I showing this to you? Have I already lost my train of thought in this video? Where was I going with this? Oh, duh. So those are my current book areas. And some of them are weird. Some of them, like, they just don't display properly. I don't really have like the optimal filming area to have books in my background, which I really would like to have as a book girly. My wonderful, loving partner said that for my birthday this year, which is in October, that he is going to buy me a new bookshelf. And it is going to be, first of all, a white bookshelf. All of the ones that we currently have are black. This is like furniture that I've had for like 10 years. So like all of this flat black furniture that's in my entire apartment from IKEA has basically been built up over like the last 10 plus years. I'm really growing out of that style. It's very dark, obviously. In my current apartment, as you can tell by today's lighting, we do not get good lighting in here. That is because literally in the entire like living space, this is the only window we have, and it's a fucking door. Yeah, and then there's literally one window in my bedroom. So this apartment is kind of like a black hole, and when you add all of this dark furniture, it just makes everything very dark, and I hate it. So we are going to like start the process of getting different furniture. And we're gonna start by getting a white bookcase. And that bookcase is gonna go in the bedroom where the tall black one is right now. It will hopefully be like a nice background to film in front of because it'll be white. It's facing the window where there's natural light. So hopefully that will look better in the future. He made the mistake of saying, like immediately after we agreed to this, that I didn't have enough books to fill this bookshelf. In my brain said, bet. You think I don't have enough books to fill it? Well, you know what? I probably don't. So let's buy some more. So back to the Amazon sale. I blacked out a little bit making these purchases. Don't judge me. It's for the greater purpose of building the library. With all that being said, let's get into my Amazon box set book haul. I bought this because I've heard a lot about it. Honestly, all of these that I bought, I know like next to nothing about it. Probably nothing. I know nothing about these books. But these are all things that I have heard from people that I trust on the internet, their book recommendations. It's like they have to be popular for a reason. Anyway, so the first one that I bought is the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series by Holly Jackson. So I've got all 3 of these books in here. So the only thing that I know about this is that it's obviously a YA slasher mystery? Question mark. First one says, this is a story of an investigation turned obsession. Pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend, Sal Singh, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about, and 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now a senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project, at first just to cast doubt on the original investigation. But soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent, and the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. That actually sounds pretty good. That's the first one that I bought. Excited to read this. I just got through reading a YA book. It kind of like reignited my love for YA because there's just something about being able to read something that makes you feel kind of nostalgic because you're no longer 17, but you know, you kind of wish you were 17. The writing style of YA books is just devourable a lot of the times, and it's something that like you can get through a lot faster than a big chunky adult book. Sometimes you just need that. So I did buy a couple of YA series, and those are going to be the ones I guess that I go through first. That was the first one. Moving on. Second box set that I bought, I am super excited about. I just finished reading my first fantasy. Yay! I asked on my Fable a couple of weeks ago what would be some good introductory fantasy books to read, and this particular series was like the overwhelming majority of like where you should start, or like most beloved series for a lot of people, etc. I finally own The Folk of the Air by Holly Black. This is best known for The Cruel Prince. One of my favorite YouTubers that I watch, her name is Jolie. She just did a reading vlog recently where she went through and read the first 3 in the series, because the 4th one I believe is kind of like a spin-off? Question mark? So it's not really like part of the original trilogy, but like, I mean, it is part of it. Obviously, it's in this freaking box set, but like, you know, it was a trilogy and then they made this extra thing and whatever. So she read the first 3 in her video. The entire time I had FOMO so badly because she was loving it so much. So here we are. Now I own this and I can't wait to read it. Let's read what the first one is about. It says, sharpen your blade, harden your heart. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous High Court of Fairy. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there. But many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. From #1 New York Times bestselling author Holly Black comes the first book in a stunning trilogy filled with twist and enchantment as one girl learns the meaning of true power. You know what this reminds me of? And I really hope that whenever I read this, it's not giving me the ick. What is his name? I want to just call him the Cruel Prince because I don't know his name. The youngest one from Game of Thrones. Okay, if you've seen Game of Thrones, you know who I'm talking about. That, it kind of gives me that vibe, and I'm like, I do not want to read a book about that man. I digress. They're obviously not the same. So again, hopefully when I read that, that's far from my mind because yuck. The next box set that I bought, I am uber excited to read because this is an author that is so wildly popular. These books, among her other series, are talked about all the time. This was recommended to me by another friend on Fable. So on Fable, not only can you discuss and put in lists and things like that books, but you can also do that with TV shows. Some of my book besties on Fable also know like my TV taste. So one of the Fable girlies knows that I love Criminal Minds. That's like Ace and I's comfort show that we put on in the background a lot. She recommended me to read The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I bought the whole box set. That's the point of this video, Amanda. Anyways, so now I own all the books and I literally can't wait to read this. The first one says, cold cases are about to get hot. 17-year-old Cassie Hobbs is a natural at reading people. Piecing together the tiniest details, she can tell you who you are and what you want. But it's not a skill that she's ever taken seriously. That is until the FBI comes knocking. They've begun a classified program that uses exceptional teenagers to crack infamous cold cases, and they need Cassie. What Cassie doesn't realize is there's more at risk than a few unsolved homicides, especially when she's sent to live with a group of teens whose gifts are as unusual as her own. Soon it becomes clear that no one in the Naturals program is what they seem, and when a new killer strikes, danger looms close. Caught in a lethal game of cat and mouse with a killer, the Naturals are going to have to use all their gifts just to survive. That sounds really good. This one and Good Girl's Guide to Murder they're considered like YA thrillers. That's not really something I've dabbled in. And I am super excited to combine the world of thrillers and YA because I know that the readability is gonna be insane. And I actually can't wait to read those. Moving on, this is another author, series, world that I have been having so much FOMO about because people won't shut up about these books. I literally had to Google the reading order of this author's books in order to figure out like where to start. We are getting into the Grishaverse. So the first part of the reading order for Leigh Bardugo is starting with the Shadow and Bone trilogy. These are so pretty. They have like foiled spines. Words. Oh, these covers are shiny. Oh, this one doesn't have like a back. Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, so here's the front. It does have one of those like mass market shiny covers. I don't love that, but it is what it is. It just says Soldier, Summoner, Saint. As the threat to Ravka mounts and Alina unlocks the secrets to her past, she will make a dangerous discovery that could threaten all she loves and the future of a nation. Cool. Is there anything in here that tells us more about it? No? Okay. Well, that was really anticlimactic. I'm not sure what to think about that because I don't know anything about it. But you know what? That's totally fine. I personally prefer going into books basically completely blind, so other people like it. I'm sure I will too. In addition to the Shadow and Bone, you know I had to do it. I also had to buy the Six of Crows duology. This is particularly the one that people won't shut up about. And when I Googled the reading order, I saw that you needed to read Shadow and Bone first, and I was like, crap. So that's pretty much what happened here. I didn't necessarily intend to buy Shadow and Bone, but in order to read this, apparently you need to read the other one first. Okay, these have totally different covers than Shadow and Bone. These are like actual nice matte covers. Oh, so much better. We've got like a matte textured cover. This one has a little bit on the back. On the front it says 6 dangerous outcast, 1 impossible heist. I've heard that heist are a big fantasy trope, and because I'm only like just dipping my toes into fantasy, kind of interested that this one has that trope in it. So this one says Ketterdam, a bustling hub of international trade where anything can be had for the right price. And no one knows that better than criminal prodigy Kaz Brecker. Kaz is offered a chance at a deadly heist that could make him rich beyond his wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. And then I guess it goes into like the 6 people who are gonna be a part of this group. A convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, a heartrender using her magic to survive the slums, a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. Kaz's crew are the only ones who might stand between the world and destruction if they don't kill each other first. Interesting. These books I probably know the least about, and they are the ones that I am most, not hesitant, but just, I don't know what to think about these because these are super out of my comfort zone as far as like, to my knowledge, these are not like romance at all. The other ones, I mean, the Naturals, I don't know if there's romance in that. I do know that there is romance in The Cruel Prince that I'm really looking forward to. Probably not in Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but anyways, I am just like rambling about things that don't make any sense. Anyways, I'm just saying the ones by Leigh Bardugo are the ones that I feel are like the most out of my comfort zone. Very intrigued to start those at some point, see how far I can push my own boundaries, basically. Moving on to the next box set. I bought this one because this is, now I can't remember exactly who. One of the book girlies that I love on YouTube. This is like one of her all-time favorite series. I figured I would just give it a go because I believe, to my knowledge, that it is like a dark romantasy. We'll see. When I read the back, we'll see how right that prediction is. But anyway, it is the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy by Kerri Maniscalco. Very cool box set that has all 3 books on it. Ooh, the front cover has like not only foiling on the letters, but it's like raised. Ooh, we like that. So the back of the first one says, 2 sisters, 1 brutal murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself, and an intoxicating romance. Okay, see, okay. All right, so I was right about that prediction at least. Amelia and her twin sister Victoria are Streg. I don't know how to say that word. Witches who live secretly among humans, avoiding notice and persecution. One night, Victoria misses dinner service at the family's renowned restaurant in Sicily. Amelia soon finds the body of her beloved twin, desecrated beyond belief. Devastated, Amelia sets out to find her sister's killer and to seek vengeance at any cost, even if it means using dark magic that's long forbidden. Then Amelia meets Wrath, one of the wicked, who are princes of hell. She should have been warned against entails since she was a child. Wrath claims to be on Amelia's side, tasked by his master with solving a series of women's murders on the island, but when it comes to the wicked, nothing is as it seems. Wait, that sounds really, really good. Why does it say James Patterson? What does Kerri Maniscalco have to do with James Patterson? That's so interesting. Wow. Like I said, I don't normally read the backs of books. I normally go into them completely blind. Reading these with you is very interesting. I'm kind of like, do I want to read that now? Okay, mood reader, calm down. We're not doing that right now. The last 2 series that I bought, we're gonna blame Emmy entirely for these 2 purchases because, well, is it really just Emmy? It's Emmy and Jolie. They have both influenced the absolute crap out of me with these books. Even though neither of them are literally bullying me or holding a gun to my head, that's how it feels. That's how the FOMO feels right now. The next series is about 10 years old, and it is also YA, which I guess was kind of the theme here besides Kingdom of the Wicked. I'm pretty sure is like the only adult, well, no, I think the Leigh Bardugo books are also adult. So it's kind of like half and half. Yeah, anyway, the next series I am super excited about. These are things that I literally have never heard of this author in my life. Never heard of this series. Didn't know that it had a TV show. And I am so excited to read these. This was another situation where I had to Google the reading order of where to start and had to buy something, and I'm gonna have to read something before getting to the thing that I actually wanted. I am so excited to have this. And these box sets, this one especially is massive. This weighs a good like 20 pounds. Like these are, this one especially, thick. That is a thick book. This is The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. I just am so excited about this because, like I said, I've been watching these girls on YouTube. Both of them are kind of going through, and I think maybe it's Emmy's first time reading these books, but Jolie has read these before, like read them when she was younger and is rereading them now. They both love these books so much that I just was like, I have to. I literally have no self-control. I have to buy these books. I really love that all of them are like black and white. They, you know, build one big picture. Absolutely love that. So here's the first one. You know, I probably could have found most, if not all of these secondhand and just decided not to. I wanted them all. I wanted them to be pristine. First one says, when Clary Frey heads out to the Pandemonium Club in New York City, she hardly expects to witness a murder, much less a murder committed by 3 teenagers covered with odd markings. This is Clary's first meeting with the Shadow Hunters, warriors dedicated to ridding the earth of demons and keeping the odd werewolves and vampires in line. It's also her first meeting with gorgeous, golden-haired Jace. Ooh, we love that name. Within 24 hours, Clary is pulled into Jace's world with a vengeance when her mother disappears and Clary herself is attacked by a demon. But why would demons be interested in an ordinary, mundane girl like Clary? And how did she suddenly get the sight? The Shadow Hunters would like to know. Very interesting. This is the start of the Shadow Hunters world. Like I said, I bought this because what I really wanted to buy was this. This is the Infernal Devices trilogy. And I'm pretty sure that this series follows different characters. They're just like in the same world. I do love that all of these books were made exactly the same. Like, they have this little flappy here. So in Emmy's videos that I've been watching of her, I don't think she bought this box set. The box set that she bought, the books are very reminiscent of the Shadow and Bone books that I showed, where it has like a really shiny mass market cover. I'm pretty sure that these are not those because they're not shiny in that way. They're kind of like foiled, obviously, you can see that. This one says, when Tessa Gray crosses the ocean to find her brother in Victorian England, something terrifying is waiting for her in London's downworld. Kidnapped by the mysterious Dark Sisters, who are members of a secret organization called the Pandemonium Club, Tessa soon learns that she has the power to transform into another person. The Magister, the shadowy figure who runs the club, will stop at nothing to claim Tessa's power for his own. Friendless and hunted, Tessa takes refuge with the Shadow Hunters, warriors dedicated to ridding the world of demons. She soon finds herself fascinated by and torn between 2 best friends, James and Will. Oh yeah, I remember Emmy talking about this being a love triangle. As Tessa is drawn deep into a plot that threatens to destroy the Shadow Hunters, she realizes that she may need to choose between saving her brother and helping her new friends save the world, and that love may be the most dangerous magic of all. Listen, I am so excited to read these books. They sound so good. Those are all of the box sets that I decided to buy. Again, let's give it up for my partner telling me that I didn't have enough books. I'm just saying. You tempted me with a good time. And now here we are. Instantly, like, challenge accepted. Anyways, I need to put these somewhere and have them not just be, I don't know. I need to go put these away because they're just kind of like sitting here and it's a lot. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've watched this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me on my journey of learning that I have no self-control when it comes to buying books. Hopefully, in the near future, I will be doing some reading vlogs with all of these various trilogies and series and whatnot. That way, I mean, that's essentially like at least part of the reason why I bought these is for content. So we're gonna blame it on that too. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate you being here with me. Let me know down below if you've read any of these series. If you have, which one is your favorite? I want to hear all about it. Like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.